We're now only a day away from Apple's huge WWDC event, and the floodgates have opened with brand new leaks, including a bunch of new AirPods feature leaks that I'm extremely excited for. So let's jump right in with leak number 1, which is an AirPods leak that I've dreamed about for years. According to 9to5Mac, who just came out with a bunch of exclusive AirPods leaks, Apple is going to be adding a brand new auto pause feature to the AirPods when you fall asleep. So let's say you're trying to fall asleep, you need some calm music with active noise cancellation, you put them in your ears, as soon as you fall asleep, it pauses it and saves your battery life. Now there's a chance that Apple doesn't reveal this right away, at least until the AirPods Pro 3 launch, which is rumored to come this September, and those AirPods are gonna be coming with a heart rate sensor, which is actually perfect for this feature. Now for leak number 2, the iOS 26 music app is getting fully redesigned. And instead of there being an image stuffed into a box on your lock screen when you're listening to music, the now playing view will now be full screen, showing off the full artwork, which looks so much better than before. But on top of that, the album art will now be fully animated, giving it a much nicer and more dynamic look that just looks and feels so much more premium. Moving on to leak number 3, this is another AirPods leak, and this is actually really exciting. Do you remember the old days when you'd have those wired Apple earbuds and you'd have the volume control that you can click to take a picture on your iPhone? Well, guess what? Apple is adding that feature to fully wireless AirPods. Now, of course, it'd be a little bit funny to have every single photo that you take of yourself kind of holding your AirPods and clicking, but I'm sure that Apple's gonna add some sort of a delay, like 3 seconds, just like we have on the Apple Watch when you're taking a picture of, let's say, a group photo. I think this is a great idea and a great feature to come to AirPods. And now for leak number 4, the iOS 26 Messages app is getting a brand new, really exciting AI feature. Apple's working on using AI to automatically translate both incoming and outgoing text messages. So you could literally be texting someone in English and they're gonna be texting you back in Spanish, but it's already translated back to English for you, which is incredibly convenient, especially for myself, like when my parents or other relatives try to text me in Russian and I have to sit there and try to read it, understand it, translate it, and then try to text them back in Russian, which is such a pain. So imagine it being fully automatically translated. Leak number 5 is another really cool exclusive new AirPods leak, and this is something really cool. It's basically using audio mix AI. So Apple's planning to use their machine learning algorithms to identify and separate the background noise to essentially create a brand new studio quality microphone mode for the AirPods, essentially being able to replace those pro lavalier mics. And I have a feeling that they might delay the reveal of this feature until the AirPods Pro 3 get announced in September, because that will likely have much better upgraded microphones and it'll work hand in hand together. For leak update number 6, this is another one for iOS 26 Messages, and this is for the polls feature. So Apple is adding Apple Intelligence integration into the polls feature into Messages, so that let's say when you have a group message and you have everyone trying to decide on something, like let's say which restaurant to go to dinner, Apple's AI would be able to understand the context of the situation and automatically create the poll options for you, as well as other AI related potential features. Now for leak number 7, this one is really exciting. This is for CarPlay. Now, first of all, the entire CarPlay UI is gonna be fully redesigned, brand new to match the rest of the iOS 26 and other operating system redesign, which is gonna look kind of glass-like, which they're doing for all of their other operating systems to make them kind of unified, to make them all look like the Vision OS style with all of its transparent elements and everything else. So right here are some examples of what it might look like on iOS 26 and other devices, and that's exactly what we should be expecting expecting on the new CarPlay redesign. And by the way, I've been using wireless CarPlay since December, and it is by far the best infotainment experience that I've ever had. So I'm excited for it to get better. And now moving on to leak number 8, this is another AirPods feature, which you know that they have that conversation awareness volume control, so that like when you start talking to somebody, your volume goes down or your active noise cancellation turns off so you can speak to them. Well, right now you have to either swipe on the stem or press to kind of get out of that mode and listen to your music again. But now Apple is working on adding new features to essentially be able to do it with a head gesture, which means you don't have to kind of free your hands and grab your AirPod. You can just do whatever gesture they come out with to get out of that. Moving on to leak update number 9, there's a high chance that Apple's gonna reveal a brand new operating system at WWDC, which will be Home OS, because recently Parker Ortolani found a trademark filing for Home OS within some iOS code. Now this of course is gonna be for the new HomePad device, which kind of looks like an iPad that's mounted on the wall or on your countertops. I'm not sure if that's gonna be unveiled and released at WWDC because Mark Gurman said it's getting delayed until later this fall or maybe even potentially next year, but it does make sense to show off the OS and release it now to give time for developers to kind of optimize their third-party apps ahead of time, similar to how Apple announced the Apple Silicon Mac transition at WWDC in 2020, but only released the M1 chip in November. Now for leak update number 10, this is for AirPods connecting to classroom use iPads. So let's say you have multiple students using one iPad. Instead of having a bunch of Bluetooth connections in the settings app for one iPad, it's gonna split it up and kind of connect it to the Apple ID or the login for each individual student to make it a much nicer automated experience. For leak number 11, this is for the iOS 26 Notes app, and Apple's finally working on supporting the ability to export notes in Markdown from Apple Notes, which has been missing for many years. I've personally never needed this or used this, but if you do, if you know about it, then it's probably a big deal for you. Moving on to leak number 12, we're getting a brand new redesigned Games app system for all of the major operating systems, but the big one is tvOS, because right now, the Games app is sorely needing to finally fix the online multiplayer gaming system on Apple devices like the Apple TV, including things like achievements and finally getting an actually decent leaderboard system for online multiplayer. And I think that Apple's gonna be revealing some brand new AAA games that'll blow people's minds and make it exciting to play on Apple Silicon again. And I think this might happen in tandem with the leaked Apple TV 4K that's coming at the end of this year to finally fix gaming on Apple devices, including the Vision Pro, which right now it honestly sucks to game right now, which leads us to leak number 13. Apparently, the new Vision OS 26 will fully support brand new spatial controllers, which are motion aware and designed specifically with 3D interaction in mind. And I believe this is a must in order to make gaming on Vision Pro actually great, which honestly right now, the Meta Quest 2 is so much more interactive and fun compared to the gaming experience we have right now on the Vision Pro. So this, alongside the new gaming app redesign, might finally fix gaming on the Vision Pro. Moving on to leak number 14, this is another 9to5Mac exclusive, and they're saying that Apple is prepping to support third-party control center widgets in watchOS 26. It's been limited to Apple's own apps and toggles up to this point forever, but finally we are getting third-party widgets. And to finish it off with leak number 15, iPadOS 26 is rumored to be getting a Mac-style menu bar at the top, which is huge because it's gonna finally make it look and feel more like macOS, as well as giving you a lot more functionality than we had before. And this is super exciting because this might be the first time that iPadOS feels like macOS, especially with the other updates like Stage Manager 2.0. So there you guys go, those were 15 last-minute leaks for Apple's WWDC event. So go ahead and let me know your wish list items down in the comment section below and subscribe above because we have a lot of WWDC coverage coming up soon. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.